Stephanie, and today we're gonna learn how to make a decorative turkey, like this one. You ready? All right, so before we get started, I want to go over the supplies that you're gonna need. So you're gonna start with a red, yellow, and orange piece of paper. The packet that you grabbed from the library is also gonna have a brown potato-shaped piece of construction paper, some googly eyes. You'll have a clothespin and a piece of yarn. Now the yarn you don't have to use necessarily, that's only if you want to make your craft a hanging one. So I'll put that to the side. Now I'm gonna go over the things you're gonna need additionally that you'll have to supply from home. So you'll need glue to put your project together. You'll need a stapler or tape, and glue will also work if you don't have either of those. You will need scissors, and it's easier if you have a hole punch, but if you don't have a hole punch at home, that's okay. You can use a pencil to poke your holes. All right, so now that we have all our supplies listed, let's get started. So before we start cutting, I want to show you a couple things on the pieces of paper. So on your red and yellow pieces of paper in the bottom right hand corner, there are two things that you're going to want to cut out first and set aside. So on the red piece of paper, there's the snood, and on the yellow piece of paper, it's the beak for your turkey. Both of those are going to be used for your turkey's face, so you want to make sure you save both of these. And I would cut them out first so you know where they're at. Another thing that you'll notice with each of your pieces of paper is that your strips are labeled with different sizes. There's large, medium, small, and extra small, and those will help you organize your strips once they're cut out. And then these little scribbled on areas right here, you don't need to keep anything that has a scribble on it. Those are just scraps and you can toss them away. But make sure that you keep your snood and your beak. All right? All right, so let's get started in cutting these guys. So now that we finished cutting out our strips, we want to separate them into their respective sizes for each color. So I have large, medium, small, and extra small for orange, red, and yellow. And this will just make it easier to grab them for each respective step in the process. So you're going to want to start with your extra small yellow piece. So you're going to fold it over on itself so that it makes a teardrop shape like so, and both of the ends meet together down here. All right, so you're going to pinch it between your fingers. If you're using glue, you're going to want to glue the pieces. You're going to want to add some glue right in between here. If you're taping, you're probably going to want to tape as well at this point. You can choose to staple now as well, but it's not necessary if you're using a stapler. You can keep compounding your loops until you have the last one. All right, so we're going to now add our second strip, which is a small red. Small red one. same thing. You're gonna slide the red part, right? So it's lined up with the yellow one, and pinch it under your finger, make sure it's secure. And then you're going to wrap it around and pinch it between your finger on this side so that you're now holding two. And if you wanted to glue, staple, tape, this is when you would do that. So the next one, you're gonna move up one size. We're gonna go to medium now. We have a medium orange. So you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna place the orange strip on top of the red one and pinch between your fingers. And you're going to wrap it around like so and pinch it between your finger and your thumb like so. And we have one more. We're gonna grab a large yellow strip and put the yellow strip right here underneath your thumb. Wrap it around right here. And then if you're using a stapler, you're gonna move your fingers up a little bit so that you're able to staple it like so. All of them are together. All right, so after you have your first feather done, this is when you want to choose two of your extra small strips that you have left, and you'll want to place a hole directly in the center of them. You can use a pencil, or I'm using a hole punch. A hole punch is easier, but it's not necessary. All right, so we've got a hole here directly in the center, and my other red one, you make sure it's an extra small and you go right in the center. There we go. So we have two that have holes directly in the middle. All right, and then you're gonna put those back in their pile. All right, so for the next feather, we're gonna start with one of the two extra small strips that you put a hole into the center of. So we're gonna make them just like we made the last ones. We're gonna fold it end over end, pinch them between your fingers, and then for mine, the next one's going to be a small yellow. So then we're gonna move on to our next feather. All right, for our next feather, we're going to use an extra small orange piece of paper. We're gonna fold it over on itself, pinch it between our fingers like so, and then we're gonna add a yellow small strip, just slightly larger than the previous, and we're gonna wrap it around, pinch it between our fingers. So we have our third feather. All right, so for our fourth feather, you're gonna start with whichever one you poked a hole in the center of. You're gonna fold that one in half. All right, so mine is red, and then I'm gonna move on to a small orange strip. I'm gonna slip that between my fingers, wrap it around like so. Make sure it's pinched. yellow piece. Pinch it between your fingers. And grab a small red. Right there. Pinch it. Perfect. All right. And then a medium orange strip. Put it between your fingers, wrap it around. And a yellow. A large yellow strip. Put that between your fingers, wrap it around. And all right, so now that we have all 5 of our feathers, we're gonna organize them so that the ones that have the little circle hole punched in the lowest layer go in the slots that are for number 2 and number 4.